Hey y'all, welcome to the scraggly ass Wednesday before Thanksgiving, where we are trying to dump out all of the things out of our brain and into the things. So, I have had some of the most absolutely productive and creative and actionable meetings over the last couple of days than I have had, I don't know, in a long time. With my ADHD brain, it's been super important that I'm not stopping everything in my daily realm and just going like full balls to the wall to doing the thing. So I've put in place a couple of tools and I've put in place like a system to help me gather all this detail and keep it for later when I'm going to action it. And sometimes it's a shit ton of data, but it has to be housed somewhere and it has to be executed when we're ready. I'll give you an example. I had a phone call yesterday that I knew was going to be really productive, but I've invested money into this app called Fathom that connects to my Zoom meetings. And it's a fantastic meeting recorder. And then it gives you like an AI summary, shareable link, all sorts of really cool things that help me in my business. And so I pulled up my Zoom meeting and I had my phone call. I had my phone on my computer on my laptop near the microphone so that we could record the whole conversation on Fathom. He didn't want to do a Zoom call. Neither one of us did. So that's what I did to get around that. So now I have this recorded call and I have my AI tool that will give me a whole summary of what we talked about and the next action steps. And so there were even points in the call where I was like, here's Sarah's action step 2, blah, 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 blah. And I took all of that, put it in a Google Doc, took my transcript, threw it into ChatGPT, asked it, hey, are there any tasks or is there any information or is there any, like, did I mention building a Google form and then list out a bunch of things in that Google form, but it didn't make it into this summary? Fill in my summary with the data in the transcript. Fill in those blanks to make it super fast for me to execute this. Shit, y'all. It gave me everything. And it took me about 15 minutes after our call to wrap this all up. I've sent it to the person that I'm collaborating with, and we're gonna think on it, make sure this is the plan that we need to execute. And after Thanksgiving, we'll execute the plan. And so that's what I mean by putting tools in place. Before I got this AI tool, I would have had to either take ridiculously detailed notes or I would have had to have gone back through the conversation and re-recorded all of those really detailed notes. I was able to do this in 15 minutes with the tools that I put into place. Now, how do we get that into actionable tasks? You asked. This goes back to building your workflows in Asana, having a space to dump all this shit into so that when you're ready to execute, it's all there. Full disclosure, I am cleaning up my Asana. She a mess right now. I got about one project under control. And so what this looks like for me now is I have a task in the main section where I'm managing tasks right now. I'm trying to keep all the chaos into one section. So as I build out the other sections, I can politely or like without a bunch of going on, I can add it to those individual sections as I build them. So all I did was I put a task and I said, I gave it the name, like meeting with so-and-so, actionable ideas. I put a link to the Google form. I put a link to the JPT chat. I put a link to the recording of the video. And I set a date. And after Thanksgiving, when I'm done with all of these other things that I have absolutely freaking planned on my calendar that are essential to calendar and get done, I will work on that. And when I pull it up, I won't dread working on it because I will have prepared myself to dive into actions without having a whole bunch of holes that I have to fill in before I get started. Well, anyway, ADHD, Gemini, projector things. If you resonate with any of that, or if you want to get a workflow that works for you, give me a shout.